Hello, this is Surprise, and you'll be treated to the Forever Mayfall interview in just a moment. But while I was editing it, and really I've been thinking about it for a while, I kind of wanted to address something. So earlier this year, I recorded a episode of Surprise Radio about women in music. And in this interview, I do ask the guys their take on, from the other side of it, being a man in a band with a woman. And their answers, they are what they are, and they're more or less what you would expect from somebody that spends so much time with someone they consider a sister. I know that for the most part, I know that people, it's a little bit touchy to have this kind of a conversation for a few different reasons. And one of the reasons is because a lot of people, rightfully so, don't want to be defined like that. You know, a woman in a band, or just being defined by their gender or their race or their, sexuality or anything like that. And I absolutely respect and understand that. And I see it the same way in a lot of ways. And I kind of sort of say this in the Women's Day special that I put out, but just to reiterate, it doesn't matter to me what somebody looks like, or, who they spend their time with or anything like that. What matters is who they are as a person. And, when it comes to music, for the most part, it really just matters the music that they put out and how they treat their fans. And then if they're a decent person or a good person or a great person, that's just bonus. But when it comes to music, it's really just about, it's not about gender at all. It's really just about who you are. And ironically, Forever Mayfall does have a song called Who You Are. But at the same time, I'm the type of person that I like to celebrate people. You can celebrate them for what they've accomplished or what they're going to accomplish or who they are as a person. And they do represent, whether people want to really address it or not, in a lot of ways, they represent many things when they put themselves on camera or they put themselves on stage or anything like that. So, no, being a woman doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. And as long as you are who you are and that person is a good person, really, that's what matters. But at the same time, I know that being a woman in the rock industry is a lot of things, and it's a different thing. Some women, not all, go through something completely different than men do. People of color go through something completely different than white people do. People that have put their sexuality out there in an open way can go through things that others wouldn't. And to be fair, everybody goes through their own unique journey, is what I'm trying to say. But that doesn't mean that there aren't sometimes outside factors that you have no control over and really shouldn't matter at the end of the day. Luckily, from everything that I've gathered from Forever Mayfall, none of them have really had to deal with anything due to the fact that their singer is a woman. But some bands have, and some people have had to deal with that. Some people haven't. Some people have had to deal with it in a very bad way. Some people just in a very annoying way. There's really lots of different situations out there. There's different experiences out there. And really what I like to ask, basically what I'm trying to say is, I like to ask if anybody has had to deal with anything, because, that might be it might be their experience. It might be something that you can learn from. It might be something that you've experienced, and it's good to know someone else out there has. But really, it just, like I said, I just like to ask what everybody's experience is. And sometimes extenuating factors can really have something to do with that. And sometimes they don't. But I like to give everybody the chance to tell their story. And so that question was just part of that, just a chance for people to tell their story. Hope that you enjoyed this interview. Here is Forever May Fall. Hey everybody, this is Surprise. I have some awesome guests with me today. I have Forever May Fall, or at least most of them. Guys, thanks for joining me today. I didn't have a whole lot planned for the day, but I did kind of want to ask you guys about something. In the month of March, which was International Women's Month, I had Jill join me and do a little piece on what it was like for a woman in the music industry. And she had some things to say, and it was cool and everything. And it got me thinking that I also wanted to hear from the perspective of the men in the band, what it's like to be in a band with a woman that you all know and respect and love, and just kind of get y'all's thoughts on what it's like to be in a band with a woman, which I'll see. And y'all also play with other bands that have women in the band too.
Jill's the biggest bro out of all of us. Like, honestly, like, it's kind of funny. Like, I don't really ever think about it like that. Like, I just view, like, this is my friend Jill, just happens to be our singer, and she just happens to be a female in the band,
Yeah.
Like, I don't really think anything of it. And then she acts like any dude you would ever meet.
Right. And I know, and I know this. She's a cool dude. But like I said, just sometimes people see stuff or experience things from a different perspective, and it doesn't necessarily have to be anything negative or positive, just kind of just thoughts on what it's like. That's all I was going for.
I think. Oh, go ahead, Adam.
No, go right ahead.
No, I didn't really notice much of a difference. She's, first of all, the best singer I've ever had. So the fact that she's a woman goes completely out the window, just knowing how well she can do her job, and she does it pretty damn well. And like Colt said, yeah, she's the biggest bro out of all of us. She's one of the guys, curses like a sailor. She's hell like a sister to me, and I've been in it for so long, in this band for so long. It's just I don't even see sex, just like I don't see how stupid we all might be from time to time.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, I guess I agree with Colt and Pat there. It really just sort of, it's like having a lot of tattoos for a while. You look at yourself in the mirror and you don't really see them after a while. You just kind of look past them. But that being said, we're a family, we're a band. We do look out for each other, and sometimes, not to say she can't handle herself, and we haven't had any sketchy moments, I don't think, but I do sometimes, when we're in a new place at new venues, I just, maybe it's just me, but can't help but be a little protective, a little, because also, like my actual biological younger sister, who Jill actually happens to be the same age as her. I don't know. It's maybe a big brother thing, but I do sometimes try. I'll get a little protective, and just like we all do for each other. But yeah, she's one of the bros and everything. And you get used to certain stuff. Like me, Colt, and Pat, whenever photo shoots are coming up, for example, you don't really hear us talk about having to schedule time to get, maybe hair done, or trying to sort out an outfit or something.
There's probably been more collaboration between you and I about what we're going to wear than what.
Yeah.
we just all try and like wear kind of like around whatever Jill's gonna wear. But no, honestly, like I mean, to echo off these guys, like I don't really notice anything. I will agree with Sweet that she's the best singer I've ever worked with in any band, so I'm thankful for that. And she's awesome. Like she's not like typical lead singer syndrome kind of thing. Like she helps move gear. She's not a diva, which is super awesome.
Hey, Joe, if you're listening, get your ass in here.
Man, if the head had popped up just now and she would have been there, that would have been hilarious. Well, right on. Yeah, I thought it'd be cool to kind of get the other side of that from the band's perspective. But speaking of Forever May Fall, I know that y'all are on a bit of a break right now, until after September, but also y'all are kind of possibly planning some stuff. So tell me more about that.
Yeah, so we have a couple songs that we're gonna drop this year. Um, One probably around the time that we play on stage again. And we just been writing a bunch and getting a lot of stuff done behind the scenes. So it's gonna be really cool. The new songs are really, really cool. And the team that we got behind us working on this stuff now is super sick. So
Are we dropping something in October?
yeah, why
All right.
not?
Well, you heard it here first, folks. With me, it's
That's the plan anyway.
yeah,
We're gonna try and
that's
drop
cool.
something probably around the time of the first show back. So
Yeah.
Well, right on. I can also I can delay putting this out until you're allowed to say that if I need to. But thanks for the
it's
scoop.
fine. It's fine.
I appreciate the scoop. I know you can't talk too much about what you guys are doing, but tell me about the direction, because to spoiler alert for anybody out there, I'm a DJ and every now and again I get to hear something early, and I have heard one of the songs and it's very I want to hear what you have to say about it. How would you describe the new song before I get involved?
Hang on. Is there, Joe? Is there any incognito way to let me know which one you've heard?
No,
Like,
because I don't know the name.
Oh, you don't know the name?
I don't know the name. It was played for me when I was in town.
Okay, I know which one you're talking about then.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the one.
What's a word that rhymes with it?
Y'all have to answer that because I don't know.
It's the one, Krabby.
You be ill.
It's that one. Oh,
yeah.
It's that one. Oh,
yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Different.
That one.
Different. Heavy, but heavy. Still catchy, but different. And I think it's got the new stuff has a lot of dynamic, not just as far as the music goes, but as far as like the stuff Jill's doing with her voice and just the sort of journey the music takes you on. Like it's really cool. I'm really, really stoked for it.
It's a journey, all right.
Yeah, I'm glad you used that word. It's a journey, and I think that one of the things that I like about it, it feels very full. There's not any wasted time. There's not any. It feels very full and very lived in, very thought out. And I also know that we might get the debut of a different kind of vocal style than we've heard on record so far. So I'm excited for that too.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of new in that song. A lot of crazy parts, a lot of crazy vocal parts, and a lot of really cool extra little stuff we're doing with it. And also, like, I mean, we can at least say this. Shout out to Sam and Jordan from Killicoy. We've been working on them with that song in particular, and then another one that we're doing. And they were just awesome to work with and really help make the whole theme and vibe of that song come to life. So shout out to them.
And I think we're please, Colt, Pat, correct me if I'm mistaken here, like for real. But I think we're taking this as a sort of a new era of time with us, right? Kind of a new chapter, if you will. And I think we're fully embracing that to the point where, of course, the sound of the music is a little, you know, a little different. But the aesthetic of us and the band, I think we might even be, considering taking that in a similar kind of direction, playing with some things, some different vibes, and see what just the process, right? Just throw stuff against the wall, see what sticks or whatever. But we're gonna have some fun with this, and I don't know. It may come down to the wire, and we'll get together and see what this looks like, and probably be like, hell yeah, that's great, or we'll be like, this is terrible.
You're absolutely right, and I just wanted to touch on like the new chapter, a slightly different bit of sound, and how they mentioned a slightly different type of vocal, and how we're doing this different vocally. And I would like to thank the band and everybody for giving me the chance to finally sing lead for our new song. It's going to be fantastic. I'm not going to fuck it up, I swear. Don't worry. It's good.
Spoilers.
And then he's doing the national anthem in a Panthers game after that.
Oh, right. God, I probably actually would do a little bit better than Roseanne Barr, but not by much.
You can find Swedes at your nearest Coyote Joe's.
Singing for nickels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Play your cards right, you could be singing for Nickelback.
There you go. No, he's way better than I am. I'm much better looking now.
Less bottles thrown at your head, too.
No, he's got me there, too.
Yeah, but...
Well, cool. I know that y'all can't talk about the new song too much, but I also wanted to give everybody a little taste because I've heard it, and they're not blowing smoke up your ass. This is definitely a different direction. It's definitely fresh and good and healthy for them, and I'm loving hearing that. So in that vein, I'm kind of curious. Forever May Fall has built fairly slowly. Since you kind of came back out of the woodwork in late 2021, you've only really released, I think, 6 singles.
Mm-hmm.
And you say that you may have a couple more coming, and you're onto a new brand possibly. You've got some time off right now because, people have things going on in life. Do you foresee really hitting it hard here soon, or are you going to continue to take this kind of measured approach?
I think right now it's kind of just wait and see, because we have the 2 songs kind of that we're going to be putting out at the end of the year and kind of getting the feelers for that. But I will say, and Pat, Sweet, and Krabby, you can tell me if you disagree, I think the next step past that is doing something a bit bigger and pushing past that. So like, we're doing the singles thing, and we have been for a while, but we've also been kind of in talks about maybe starting what would look like an EP or maybe like a album or something. And we already have a couple things worked on for that with a producer that we're super stoked on. And yeah, it's gonna be go time here soon.
Yep, everything you said is true. I agree. It's big things coming, isn't that what they say? But when we say it, we mean it. That's the difference, though. And we've delivered every single time, and we're going to deliver on this time too.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Cole. We're hitting it hard, behind the scenes still. We're still, trying to keep some daily or almost daily content going online, of course. But yeah, I think churning out some singles, generally speaking, I don't foresee that strategy really ever changing, probably. But we're working on something like an EP-ish type thing. I am, everybody who's listening, please know, I personally, just give us this time with this little break. We love you. We love your support. but please hang with us. I do not like leaving everybody, for a while, for some months. I don't like it, but it is necessary sometimes. So just like Sweet said right there, when we say things are coming, and you saw it this last time, right? And we want to take the time to, of course, we got life stuff going on, but we like to take the time to really get it tight, to get it right. So of course we like it and everything, but we want it to be, something up to our standards, not just for us, but for you, for everyone listening that happens to maybe be a fan. We want you to like it too. So, yeah, we just try to strive for that standard of our bar for quality and such is pretty high. So, we're really interested. I'm very interested again to go in this different direction, just to see what happens. I don't know. There may or may not be a music video at some point. I don't know. We don't know yet. But if there is, man, I can't imagine what the if it's for this tune we're speaking of. I can't imagine what that would be. It'd probably be a comic book with guitars. I don't know, but
and it's kind of cool because like it feels like how it was when we were kind of on break before we came back. Like there's really no set timeline that we have to meet. Like, yeah, we have songs we want to put out and that we're going to put out at the end of the year. But as far as like everything else, like we want it to be worth your time. And we want the songs to be something that we're super stoked on and super proud of when they come out and that you'll be able to like live with for a while. So it's gonna be well worth it. Like the team behind it I'm so stoked.
Yeah, we wish we could share a lot more about just that with you guys for real. But yes, that is very exciting.
And of course, to the Spotify audience that sees that there's been such a large gap since the last release, as far as that goes, may not be aware that you've really been hitting it hard as far as live shows, other than that you have really picked up and bulked up on your live shows. You've gotten more precise and better there. I, for one, having seen your first show back last year and then having seen you play again this past April, I can definitely say that you guys have been putting in the work and the time to hone that part of your craft. So talk about some of the highs and lows during that part of your journey.
Oh man, that first show was something, wasn't it?
And everybody makes it sound like it was so bad because you have a little bit of trauma from it, but it really wasn't. I mean, it really wasn't that bad. You just had a hiccup to begin with, and then you had to fix your shit and get on with the show, and it was fine. So if that's as bad as it gets, that's not pretty that bad, really.
I think it's like one of those things where like we know what it should have been like.
Of course.
Yeah.
But no, I mean,
you're your own worst critic.
Fair. But go ahead, Krabby.
No, I'm sorry. I just want to say I appreciate that. I really do. When this last one we did at Amos's, Colt and Pat will tell you, I don't know how many times I told them, not just that night, but in the practices up to that night. I was like, I'm anxious. And everything. And I wish I could say that first show that you mentioned when what happened. I wish I could say that's as bad as it got, but it got worse. It got worse. However, we mitigated that. We did what we could at the time. We addressed that, and seriously, they were nice enough to have us back at this other particular venue, and we nailed it, and we crushed it, and it was so satisfying.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I guess another part of our strategy is to you release music and then you want to go play live a lot to support that and everything. So yeah. And we all love playing live, so
yeah. And I think all the shows that we've done this year have been consistently great. Whether it was like, knock on wood, nothing has gone wrong, or like it's been good crowds or been awesome bands. Like we played with a couple of the bands that are on your wall right there, like over the last couple months, and it's been so sick. Like it's been a really good trajectory as far as that the last couple months. And I don't know if I can only speak for myself, but I feel like we've been playing better than we have before.
Yeah, I think so. I think so for sure. And kind of to that point, on that note, pun intended, come next year, I don't know. We might try to start dipping our toe in sort of the next level for us anyway of playing live. Um, maybe some light festival circuit, type stuff, and try some larger stages and such like that.
That's very exciting. Sweeze, are you awake?
Oh no, I'm hey, they're taking it for me, man. They said everything that needs to be said. I mean, they the lows. Oh, and the one thing again, I want to echo what Adam said. And we appreciate what you just said. We also appreciate you making the drive from friggin' Texas all the way out there. That's a hell of
Yeah.
a so thank you for that. But just to put it in perspective, it wasn't just that one little hiccup. I mean, so Adam's like, Pat, I need you to nod your head for the click track, and I'm like, I don't have the click track. Like I had to stand in one spot to like for the count in, and then it was like there was only like one spot I was getting it. But no, but also what Colt and Adam said after that is like. And what you've noticed is that we did progress, we did hit it hard. I don't have a bad thing to say about any of the shows that we had. The worst thing that we did since in that stretch of shows was probably not getting any sleep the night before the one. And oh god, the next day I think we all got about 4 or 5 hours after being up for damn near 36, and we all felt like we could take on the world after 4 or 5 hours of sleep.
Mhm.
But yeah, so there's not a whole lot of negative things to say about what's been going on. So as Cole said, knock on wood, things been going great, and we hope to continue that trajectory. And we hope that you all will be there and show up and support us and enjoy the music because we love to do it for you.
So, Adam, I kind of wanted to talk to you about your uh the fact that you refuse to use people's nicknames. You've called me Joe so many times, and you call him Pat. I never even knew his name until you just said it. I swear.
Dude, he calls Jill Fox all the time. It's like it's weird. It's
I
like no, I
love
only
that.
call her Jill by her nickname.
it's just-
And that's it.
It's just Jill that named you.
No.
Well,
I
don't
had
have
to
one.
mention that I didn't know Sweeze's name until you said it just now, and
Oh,
that was
God,
funny to me.
Oh, okay.
It gets worse. My name is. Are you ready for this? It's Patrick Swayze, and it's spelled very similar to Patrick Swayze.
Oh no.
And so every time I meet someone new, they're like, "Did you know your name sounds just like?" No, I've never heard that before. Not at all.
Patrick who?
So, yeah.
I don't
Oh.
have a nickname, but people still butcher.
Yeah, you're the only one in the band that doesn't. What the hell? Oh yeah, actually, that was one of the questions I was going to ask you later on. I don't even know how to say your last name.
It's Creebar. So think Creed, but without the D. So Creebar. But it's funny. It's funny you say that though, because I've had people that like message me that still get my first name screwed up. They're like,
Oh wow.
Cole. Like Cole, like how are you doing? I'm like, there's a fucking T in there. Like, what do you mean?
I can understand the last name, but Colt's
Yeah,
it's
like
not the most common name in the world, but it's common enough.
no, but like if you're messaging somebody and you see their name,
Their
and it's
little name is right there. Yeah. All you have to do is look up a couple of inches and see
yeah,
it.
just like, dude, it's right there. Like,
Wait,
That's
Cole,
great.
you're naming your next son Smith and Wesson, right?
huh? Yeah, or 45. Yeah.
Cole 45.
Yeah.
I call his son Remington to this day.
Right, hey, there you go.
Well, and they've got the show Supernatural where they're the Winchester brothers, and they do hunt down a cult at some point. So maybe you should make a song about Supernatural.
Hunt down a cult or a cult?
They hunt down a cult, like a
Cult?
gun.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, a gun that can kill a devil. And it's
Fair
called
enough.
The Cult.
the cult.
Yeah. But anyway. So, well, I didn't know if you guys had anything else that you wanted to really tease before we run out of time, but we are dwindling on that time. So if you had anything else you wanted to tease, now's the time.
New song coming out soon called Villain, and we're super stoked on it. Hope you dig it. It's cool. It's a new direction. And new FMF EP 2025.
Hopefully.
So, well, it's started, so we're
Oh,
about
I
maybe
was just speaking for me. Hopefully, yeah. Let's
it's
get that in.
it's probably about a third of the way written.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, so that's gonna be super sick. And then I'll let you hear some of the demo stuff we've got going on with that. So
Yeah. Man, we are just so happy to see you again and for having us again. And yes, for making that drive last time we tried. I still feel terrible. I did not get to see you,
I know.
I think practically at all. And I'm so sorry, but dude, we see you, you know, thank you so much for all your support. Everyone listening, thank you for your support. And we're looking forward to, you know, our next thing in October is up in Virginia. We're going to headline the Elder Emo Music Awards. They're having a thing up there. That's going to be fun, and so stay tuned on more details on that. Just watch our social media and stuff.
What part of Virginia is it, Adam?
I think it's officially Forest, Virginia. It's right outside of Lynchburg, as I understand it.
mm-hmm.
3 hours from my driveway. So
It's gonna be cool. That's gonna be a fun show. And hopefully, if all pans out, you know, by the time this airs, we'll be playing Villain for the first time at that show. So
very exciting stuff.
yeah, I love pressure.
Before we go, yeah, let's lay it on thick. Before we go, I did want to also return and say, you know, I don't drive across the country for just anybody. Now, let's not pull a wool over each other's eyes. If you weren't playing with Dove Cage and Killakoi, it's unlikely I would have made the trip. You know, but that was a show I couldn't miss when 3 of my very favorite bands that I've ever found on my show are all playing the same gig. That's one that you kind of have to go see. That's kismet. You just have to. So I was really glad that you got added to that, because when I first heard of it, it was just Dove Cage and Killakoi, and my thought was, oh man, I really wish I could go for that. And then when I got told that you got added to it, I literally looked at my wife, who, by the way, says, hi, guys. She loves you guys.
hi.
I looked at her and said, no. She goes, yeah, we're going. I was like, I'm glad you said that, because I already bought tickets. So
nice.
Yeah, it was, it had to happen, and I wouldn't do it for just anybody. I do love you guys very, very much. You all really, you do it right. And I like seeing that. So keep doing it right. Keep doing what you're doing. And Surprise Radio is always going to be there for you.